Welcome to Learning AI Keywords Fast Track, RAG. Today, we'll explore a smart trick that makes artificial intelligence more reliable. Have you ever asked a question and gotten a confident but totally wrong answer? That's where RAG comes in. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and it's changing how AI works by letting it look things up before responding just like you would. Think of it as giving AI access to a live library instead of just its memory. In this session, you'll learn what RAG is, why it matters, and how it powers smarter chatbots, support tools, and enterprise systems. Whether you're new to AI or just want to understand today's tech better, this fast track will make RAG clear and practical. Let's dive in. Let's take a quick look at what's coming in this session. First, we'll start with the big picture. What exactly is RAG, and why did experts create it? You'll learn how regular AI sometimes guesses or gives outdated answers, and how RAG fixes that. Then we'll walk through the three main steps of RAG: retrieve, augment, and generate. It's easier than it sounds. We'll use everyday analogies like writing a school report. After that, you'll see how companies use RAG in customer support, healthcare, and internal tools. We'll include real examples so you can recognize RAG in action. Finally, we'll review key ideas and point you to next steps if you want to build or explore RAG systems yourself. Along the way, there will be quick questions and simple exercises to help you stay engaged and remember what you learn. This isn't about memorizing jargon, it's about truly understanding how smarter AI works behind the scenes. Ready to get started? Let's define RAG in plain terms. Now let's understand what RAG really means. RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. That's a fancy term for a simple idea. Instead of just using what it already knows, AI first retrieves up-to-date or specific information, then uses that to create a response. Think of it like a student who's allowed to bring notes into an exam. They don't have to memorize everything, they just need to find the right answer when needed. That's exactly how RAG works. The AI doesn't store all possible facts in its brain. Instead, it knows how to look them up. For example, imagine someone asks, "Can I work remotely on Fridays?" A regular AI might guess based on general knowledge. But a RAG-powered system searches internal company policies first, finds the actual rule, and then answers accurately. This separation between knowing and remembering is key. The AI remembers how to retrieve, but not every single fact. This makes RAG flexible, accurate, and perfect for situations where precision matters. So simply put, RAG gives the ability to double-check before speaking, and that small change makes a huge difference in trust and reliability. So why do we even need to invent RAG? Let's compare AI to a smartphone. Imagine a phone with no internet, only the apps and info stored when it was made. That's like a standard large language model. It knows a lot, but it can't check anything new. If you ask, "What's the weather today?" it can't tell you. Same with AI. If it wasn't trained on recent events, it can't answer correctly. Worse, it might make something up convincingly. That's called a hallucination. For example, if you ask, "What's the CEO's latest announcement?" a regular AI might fabricate quotes. Not helpful. RAG fixes this by adding internet access to AI. When a question comes in, it searches trusted sources like internal documents, news articles, or databases, and brings that info into the conversation. This means answers are based on evidence, not just memory. It reduces errors, supports dynamic content, and most importantly, increases trust. In business, healthcare, or legal settings, getting facts right is critical. RAG makes that possible without retraining the entire model. So in short, RAG was invented because static knowledge isn't enough. We need AI that can stay current, accurate, and honest, and RAG delivers exactly that. Let's now walk through how RAG actually works. It all happens in 3 clear steps: retrieve, augment, generate. First, retrieve. When you ask a question, the system searches through documents like manuals, reports, or facts to find the most relevant pieces of information. This is done using smart search techniques, often based on meaning, not just keywords. Second, augment. The system takes those retrieved snippets and adds them directly into the instructions given to the AI. So now, instead of asking, "What's the return policy?" alone, the prompt becomes, "Based on this text, customers have 30 days to return items. What's the return policy?" Third, generate. The language model reads this enriched prompt and writes a response using the provided evidence. Because it sees the real policy, it can quote or summarize it accurately. Think of it like writing a school report. You don't write from memory. You go to the library, gather sources, highlight important parts, and then write your paper using those references. RG does the same thing automatically. And here's the best part. None of this requires updating the AI model itself. It's all about improving the input. This makes RAG fast, flexible, and easy to maintain. So to recap, retrieve the facts, augment the prompt, generate the answer. 3 steps. 1 powerful result: trustworthy AI. Now that we understand the 3 steps, let's open the hood and see what's inside a RAG system. There are 2 main parts, the retriever and the generator. The retriever acts like a smart librarian or search engine. When a question comes in, it turns the query into a numerical pattern called an embedding and searches through document embeddings to find the closest matches. This is called semantic search and understands meaning, not just keywords. For example, if you ask, "Can I bring my dog to work?" it might match a policy titled Pet-Friendly Office Guidelines, even if the word dog isn't used. Once it finds the top results, another step called re-ranking may boost the most relevant ones. Then comes the generator, the language model like GPT or Llama. Its job is to read the original question plus the retrieved content and produce a clear, natural-sounding answer. But here's the key. The generator only sees what the retriever found. So if no good match exists, it won't make up details. Also, large documents are usually split into smaller chunks, so the system can pinpoint exact answers fast. This whole process runs in seconds, creating a seamless experience. So to sum up, the retriever finds the facts, the generator explains them. Together, they make AI both intelligent and truthful. And again, no model training required, just better inputs. Let's now look at how RAG is used in real life. One of the most common uses is in enterprise knowledge assistance, internal chatbots that help employees find company-specific information. Imagine a new hire asking, "How many vacation days do I get?" Without RAG, a chatbot might give a generic answer. With RAG, it pulls the exact policy from the HR handbook and delivers the correct number. Another powerful use is in healthcare. Doctors can ask, "What's the recommended dosage for X medication?" And RAG retrieves the latest clinical guidelines from trusted journals. This helps prevent errors and keeps care up to date. In customer service, RAG ensures bots give accurate answers about shipping, returns, or account policies directly from official documents. Legal teams use RAG to search through case law or contracts quickly. Educational platforms use it to provide students with verified explanations. The key benefit across all these uses? Trust. Because RAG systems can show their sources or at least base answers on real documents, users can feel confident the information is correct. Plus, since RAG doesn't require retraining, companies can update the underlying documents anytime, and the AI instantly reflects those changes. No waiting for software updates. No waiting for software updates. So whether it's helping an employee, supporting a doctor, or serving a customer, RAG brings clarity, speed, and truth to AI interactions. Let's clear up some common confusions about RAG. First misconception, that RAG teaches the AI new things permanently. No, RAG doesn't change the model at all. It's like giving someone a reference sheet during a presentation. They use it now, but don't memorize it. Once the task is done, the context is gone. Second misconception, that RAG is the same as fine-tuning. They're very different. Fine-tuning is like retraining a worker with new materials. It changes how they think. RAG is like giving them a cheat sheet. It changes what they see, not their mind. Third misconception, that any AI using search is RAG. Not true. True RAG integrates retrieval and generation in a seamless pipeline where the retrieved content is automatically injected into the prompt. If someone manually copies text and pastes it into a chatbot, that's not RAG. RAG does this automatically, in real time. So to remember, RAG is lookup, not learn up. It's about context, not memory. It's a smarter way to use existing AI, not a new kind of AI. Keeping these distinctions clear helps you understand when and why RAG is the right tool and when other methods might be better. Now that we've corrected the myths, let's review what you've learned so far. Time to put your knowledge to work. Here's a practice exercise. I'll describe 2 scenarios. Your job is to decide which one likely uses RAG and explain why. Scenario 1. An employee asks, "Can I work from home on Fridays?" The bot replies, "According to the 2024 Employee Handbook, remote work requires manager approval. Do you think RAG is involved?" Probably yes, because the AI cites a specific document. That's a strong sign it retrieved and used real evidence. Scenario 2, same question, but the AI says, "I think employees can work remotely anytime." This sounds like a guess. No source, no precision. Likely just a standard chatbot without retrieval. Now here's a challenge. Sketch a simple RAG flow for the first scenario. Start with the user question, then show retrieval from the handbook, augmentation of the prompt, and finally the generated response. Drawing it out helps solidify your understanding. You can also try designing a mock RAG system for a university help desk. What data sources would you include? Course catalogs, exam schedules, housing policies? Think about the kinds of questions students ask and how RAG could provide accurate, instant answers. These exercises aren't about getting everything perfect, they're about thinking like a designer. And that's how you truly master a concept like RAG. Let's review the key points you've learned about RAG. First, RAG stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and it's a method that lets I look up information before answering, making responses more accurate and trustworthy. Second, it was created to fix major issues with standard AI, like giving outdated answers or hallucinating false facts. Third, the process has 3 clear steps: retrieve relevant documents, augment the prompt with that content, and generate a response based on real evidence. Fourth, RAG doesn't change the AI model itself. It works by enhancing the input, not retraining the system. That means it's fast, flexible, and easy to update. Fifth, RAG is used in real-world applications like customer support bots, medical assistants, legal research tools, and internal company chatbots, anywhere accuracy and traceability matter. And finally, RAG is not the same as fine-tuning or simple search. It's a structured pipeline that connects retrieval and generation automatically. Remember the phrase, look up, not learn up. That'll help you keep the core idea straight. If you can explain RAG in your own words, give an example, and sketch the workflow, you've mastered the basics. And that puts you ahead in understanding modern. Let's quickly recap the core concepts of RAG. RAG itself is a method that combines data retrieval with AI generated responses, enabling real-time, fact-based answers. The retriever is the component that searches for relevant documents or text chunks, usually using semantic search, which understands meaning, not just keywords. The generator is the large language model, like GPT, that produces the final human-readable response, but only after seeing the retrieved evidence. Augmentation is the step where the retrieved content is added to the input prompt, giving the AI context to work with. And hallucination? That's when I mix up plausible sounding but false information, something RAG greatly reduces by grounding answers in real data. These terms are building blocks for understanding not just RAG, but modern AI systems in general. Knowing them helps you evaluate tools, discuss AI responsibly, and even contribute to projects. So keep this list in mind. If someone mentions semantic search or prompt augmentation, you'll know exactly what they mean and how it fits into the bigger picture of trustworthy AI. Now that you understand RAG, how can you make sure you remember it? Practice. Start with simple activities. Watch a demo video of a customer support bot. Many companies showcase their AI tools online. As you watch, ask, did that answer sound like it came from a document? Did it cite a policy or manual? That's likely RAG in action. Next, try drawing the RAG workflow for a question like, can I bring my pet to the office? Sketch the 3 steps: retrieval from HR docs, augmentation of the prompt, and generation of the response. Visualizing it strengthens your memory. For a bigger challenge, design a mock RAG system for a university help desk. What data sources would you include? Course catalogs, housing rules, financial aid policies. What questions would students ask? How would the system retrieve and respond? This kind of thinking helps you move from understanding to creation. You can also join communities like Reddit's R machine learning or Hugging Face discussions to see real RAG projects. Or try building a simple prototype using free tools like LangChain and Wikipedia. The goal isn't perfection, it's engagement. The more you interact with the concept, the better you'll understand and remember it. If you're excited about RAG and want to go further, here are great next steps. First, consider building a simple RAG pipeline. Using free tools like Hugging Face, LangChain, and Wikipedia, you can create a working prototype that retrieves and answers questions. It's easier than you think in a fantastic hands-on project. Second, dive into vector databases and embeddings. These are the backbone of semantic search and RAG. Tools like Pinecone or Face help store and retrieve text based on meaning. Understanding them unlocks deeper control over how retrieval works. Third, explore related topics. Large language models are the generator side of RAG. Knowing how they work complements your knowledge. Semantic search powers the retriever learning how AI understands similarity, booster insight, and prompt engineering. That's how we design the augmented prompts to get the best results. Recommended resources include online courses on AI fundamentals, introductory NLP textbooks, and active communities like Hugging Face forums. Start with beginner-friendly content and progress as you gain confidence. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, and you've already taken the first step by understanding RAG. Keep going one concept at a time. To get the most out of this session, here's a proven learning plan. The total time needed is just 1 to 2 hours, perfect for a focused learning block. The best approach? Don't just read, engage. Go through the material sequentially, pause to draw diagrams of the RAG process, and test yourself using the reflection questions. Break it into 2 sessions. First, cover the basics, what RAG is, why it matters, and how it works. Then take a short break. Come back later to tackle misconceptions, applications, and exercises. This spaced repetition helps your brain retain information better. After completing the session, reinforce your learning by reviewing the key points after 1 day, 3 days, and 7 days. Use the self-assessment checklist. Can you still explain RAG-A in your own words? Can you sketch the workflow? Spaced review turns short-term knowledge into long-term mastery. And remember, avoid skipping examples or jumping into advanced topics too soon. Build a strong foundation first. Whether you're learning for curiosity, career growth, or personal projects, this structured, friendly pace will help you succeed. You've got this. Thank you for completing AI keywords, fast track, RAG. You've come a long way from wondering what RAG is to understanding how it powers smarter, more trustworthy AI. You now know that RAG isn't magic. It's a clever design that lets AI look things up before answering, reducing errors and increasing transparency. You can explain its 3 steps, spot it in real applications, and even design your own simple system. That's a big deal. In a world full of AI hype, you now have real knowledge to cut through the noise. Whether you're using this for work, study, or curiosity, you're better equipped to understand and shape the future of technology. So celebrate your progress. And remember, learning doesn't stop here. Keep asking questions, stay curious, and don't hesitate to revisit this session whenever you need a refresher. If you enjoyed this, share it with someone who'd find it helpful. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thinking critically about AI. You've got this.